Sorry, guys. I want to cue this in. It's not 9:30 yet. I want to start playing this again. What's up, Eric?
Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Welcome, everybody, to a live stream. I appreciate you stopping by. My first live stream in over a week. We've been in Boracay. And actually, I brought my laptop with me, but I forgot my camera because I was going to do one live from the beach. What's going on, Jeffrey? Jason Flint. Sorry, man. Yeah, I'm going to wait till a few more people get on here, man. We just want to talk about, are you mentally prepared for the Philippines? We know you physically prepared, but that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, Robert Sanford, man, I want to wish you a full recovery. He informed me that he was shot. What'd you say, 3 times, Robert? And people always ask me, he lives in Houston, Texas. People always ask me, is it safe over in the Philippines? Well, I haven't been shot yet. But yeah, man, I hope you recover, man, well and soon, brother, so you can get over here. What's up, I love LaChan? I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey and Danny, man, for the great Balik buying box you guys sent me, man. I've got on this nice Under Armour shirt. Well, actually, I earned it, and I didn't even take this off. It ain't crazy. These guys, they went above and beyond the Call of Duty, man. I couldn't believe the stuff they had in there. And, it just shows you the community we've got. I wear a size 37 in the waist, but the 38s and 40s that they sent me actually fit pretty comfortable. I don't know if those are Japanese sizes or what, guys, but you officially in my Hall of Fame, Jeffrey and Danny. I appreciate you guys, man. I actually invited a few guests on here today. One gentleman, he's a vlogger from over in South Africa. I wanted to get his take on what's going on in South Africa, just in case any of you guys are interested, but he hasn't shown up yet. What's up, Dre Diggity? I can send you the link, man, if you want to come on here with me. Just let me know. I wouldn't mind having you, man. I'm just going to give a big shout out to a couple of guys. Oh, here's Jew. Here he is. I hope his live stream is working good. What's up,
hey,
Jew?
What's going on, Uncle Cal? What's going on?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. This is Jew Travels. It's the name of his vlog, his YouTube channel, man. Check it out. This is a young guy. He's way ahead of us, guys. He's what? How old are you, Jew?
I'm 30.
Oh, he's 30 years old. How long you been in South Africa?
A year and some change.
Yeah. See, he's already. What made you go over there of all places?
I was tender swiping. I met some guys when I was in Thailand. They put me on the fact of checking out South Africa, some white guys, which I didn't know there was white guys in South Africa. And they were like, man, you should come check it out. Man, the girls will love you. So I went home, I went on Tinder and I started swiping. And I liked what I saw, so I had to go see it in person.
Yeah, what's the cost of living like over there? I know when I talked to you, because he invited me on his show, and you told me you were paying like $800 for the Airbnb you were staying in, right?
Right. you can definitely live for 25 a month, but like I mean I how I say it, I do the Western thing, you know, I like to live, you know, I would say above, not above my means, but I like to live like what I would consider comfortable. You know, I like to have AC and
Yeah.
live in a nice area and that type of thing.
Yeah, but why do you stay in Airbnbs? Can't you just rent you a place or you just travel all around? I don't understand.
Well, so the thing is, when it comes to renting, they want you to do like a year-long lease majority of the time. Like you can find Airbnbs that'll let you do 6 months and that type. But when you go to like an actual apartment complex or um, a rental home and stuff like that, it's usually a year-long contract. And I like to move to different spots. Like I might want to live near this beach because the water's nice and blue, or I might want to live on this side because it's near the mountains and the wildlife is present and that type of thing.
Oh man, but you got it. You got experience. You've been to the Philippines before.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So give us a few differences. What you like about South Africa versus what you like about the Philippines, and then what you don't like.
Right. Okay. So I definitely the Philippines is one of the only countries, and I've been to a bunch of countries. The Philippines is one of the only countries that I went to and came back with money left over. So like after like the first or second time, I just whenever the girl that I was hanging out with, I would just usually typically give her the money that I had left over. Cause I would, I was in military also and I'll keep it in my locker and it'll just be sitting there. And, so I was like, I'll give it away to her or whatever the situation was. But as far as um so it's really hard to say. Besides the aspect of, I know for sure the Philippines is way cheaper because you won't find no houses here for $200 something, and if you do, it's most definitely gonna be in a place you don't want to live. Like so, um, I would say, well, the Philippines is super close to places that have military bases. Like there's no military bases near here, so I had a situation where my chip on my debit card stopped working, and I bank with Navy Federal, so it was like I just had to go without a debit card. You know what I'm saying? So I say the conveniences of what's near the area.
Yeah, I know you was telling me. See, a lot of the difference between his channel and mine. A lot of your viewers and subscribers are from South Africa. They're local, and
Yeah.
he catches a lot of flack. I was trying to give him um, some advice on how to deal with that. And one way is keep it on yourself. If you want to, okay, like on my video today, I was talking about 10% of the Philippine population only 10% has access to piped sewage systems. And I said, most people like me, we have septic tanks. See, if you keep it on yourself, they won't
Right.
think that it won't seem as if you're talking about them, because no matter what you do, when your clientele or your audience is the locals, they're going to misinterpret you. I don't care where you are, and it's going to cause you a lot of problems. You said you went to jail over there for something you said or something, right?
Yeah. So I got into which I didn't find your channel until after. So like I mentioned before, I've been to a bunch of different countries, but I got into an altercation with a guy here, and he misinterpreted something that I said, and it just went from there. Like and yeah, man, I got hemmed up because here in South Africa, like they don't like the citizen is the king. So it was definitely a situation, but it got resolved. I had to get a lawyer and everything, man, because they don't play. they do not play. So it was
Yeah,
definitely
see,
a situation.
that's one of the things I like about the Philippines, man. They leave you alone, but you have to be respectful
Right.
of the people and the culture, man. There's a way to do that.
Hmm.
Even though I've got a lot of Philippine subscribers, I let them know that my clientele is for, I mean, my audience is Westerners, mainly in America, and I'm sort of like an orientation. That's how I explain it to them because they're 10% of their population works overseas. And before they go overseas, they have to attend an orientation on the country that they're the host country. And, they give them the ins and outs, the ups and downs. And that's really all I do. And they understand me with that. But Sophia and Boopie's vlog says, Good Morning Sunshine showed it. This is Maryland. They're over in Sapaway, man. I was so tired, man. I wasn't going to make it. I stayed home. But they're over there. They should be home in the morning. But yeah, so what's the relationships like over there, Jew, as far as with Westerners and South Africans?
So like I said, so I was following a bunch of the travel bros and stuff at first. So when I first started my channel, I centered it solely around the women because everybody was asking how.
Yeah, he's working off data too, guys, because a lot of times he's in Airbnbs and the Wi-Fi is not that good. Alpino R says some fine ass women in South Africa, sure. Good Lord. I've never been there. Hey, Joshua, he said, new subscriber here. Thanks for your content, Calvin. God bless. Welcome to the channel, Joshua, man. I appreciate it. And there was a gentleman that asked me, he says, he'd love to be on my channel, man. Anytime, he said, Damien C., here he is. He said, I'd love to be on your show as an Army 42-year-old retiree. Yeah, looking to spend some time overseas. Man, I would love to have you, man. Send me I'm going to put my email in here, Damien. Hold on, Jew, you cut out.
Yeah, it's that good old South African Wi-Fi, man.
Yeah, I thought for sure that so their Wi-Fi, the Philippines Wi-Fi is better now. Are you on Wi-Fi? Or are you on data?
No, I'm on. So I have wireless internet at the place that I'm staying, but it's shifty too. So it's typically it depends on where you stay because I done stayed some places that had decent, and then I stayed in some places. I stayed in more places that didn't, but it could just be, because it's a whole Airbnb situation and probably more than one person is using it.
Oh, okay.
But you asked me about the relationships, right? Or
yeah. As far as how is it you coming from America? Because a lot of guys come over to the Philippines because they like the attitude of the women over here. What's the attitude of South African women?
Okay, so I think a plus here is if you want to. A big thing for people here is if you want to date more than one woman, it's traditional in a lot of the cultures. So polygyny for a man to have multiple wives is a big thing here. Another thing is that they're very submissive, and I came to South Africa because it's very how do I say it? There's a bunch of different ethnicities. When people think of Africa, all they think about is like you think of places like I say like Kenya or Nigeria, where everybody is like majority black, besides like the Chinese that live there. But I mean, here in Cape Town, you get them all the way from what they call color, which in America, what we would call mixed race, like white and black. You get them from like that white skin with the, with the long hair all the way to like dark skin. So it's a wide selection of what you can like. I met like women from Malaysia. I met Filipinos here. It's Chinese. I meet a lot of people, a lot of Europeans from like Holland and places like that. So it's very. I would say Cape Town, South Africa is like the California of South Africa.
Yeah. Now somebody asked me, "Are you in South Africa now?"
Yeah, I'm here currently.
Yeah. What's that visa like? Okay, if I was want to fly into South Africa, how long do I have to have a visa before I get there? Is my passport good?
Oh, you got a visitor's visa, which is 90 days, and then you can apply for an extension. It's very simple to stay here, like for however long that you want to. But the way I did it was because I met that South African woman and she came to the States and I knocked her up, so I applied off of my son for a relative visa, so that therefore I could stay longer and be around him. So
Yeah.
that's the route
Yeah.
I went.
Dana Milton says, hello, Calvin. I hope you're doing well and got some rest. Your subscribers are keeping me busy. They're on their way. Yeah, I was going to address that. Let me say this real quick, Jew. There's been 25,000 tourist arrivals since the reopening. And remember, I was just in Baraka a couple of days ago. This has doubled, man. People are coming, but half of those 13,000 are foreign. Then about 12,000 are Balikbayans. Those are returning Filipinos. But that figure has doubled in the last few days. So, yeah, you're right. They're coming. That rush is not really going to happen until South Korea, Japan, and China have reopened and they're allowing their citizens to travel back and forth. That's when you're really going to see the rush. But right now, yeah, they're coming more and more. I played tennis with a guy yesterday, Howard. He lives here in San Carlos City. He's a great guy, too. He just arrived Sunday, man. He said, guys, you better have everything that they asked you for because they're checking everything. He said they checked everything before he even left the airport in L.A. And then when he got to Manila, but he said it's pretty organized, though. And it only took him like 30 minutes to get out of Manila. So that's unbelievable. Yeah. But he said on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate South Africa?
Like as far as like overall living experience,
just being an expat there.
So I would say each place you go is a different vibe. So Johannesburg reminds me of Chicago, but without the South Side. So just, big city life, tall buildings, a lot, like fast life. Cape Town will be more so beach life. And then Durban is more so like rural area, nice houses. So I would say overall, as far as with the women, I would say a good 8, depending on where you at. I don't want to say 10 because I feel like anything is perfect. But
right.
As far as overall, it's a little expensive here. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, the Airbnb I'm in right now was around 8, maybe 9. It came with but see, I have a dog which I take everywhere with me, so it would be a lot cheaper if I wasn't having pet friendly places to stay. So, but overall, it's pretty safe as long as you ain't obviously going into the hood looking for trouble, because there's hoods everywhere you go. In Philippines they call it the province. Here they call it the townships. But overall, it's safe. It's I'll give it an 8 because it's not perfect, but I could be biased because I really like it here. But
what about the food he asked you?
The food. All right, so I'm not really big into pork. I'm not Muslim or anything, but I just I don't do a lot of pork, and they love, like, they're really big on red meat and pork here. So I do a lot of the fish. Cape Town is surrounded by oceans on all sides. It's essentially a peninsula. So I do a lot of fish and chicken. As far as the women cooking, the younger generation aren't, unless you meet a woman who has like younger siblings, then she takes care of those siblings, those younger siblings or whatever. But for the majority of the part, I would say if I met 10 women, I had to teach half of them how to cook. And I'm not really I try the traditional food, but I like like I try to keep it simple, man. They eat really spicy here, and I'm not like a big spicy person.
Yeah, I love spicy food. Dave Jr. said, I took my wife's whole tribe to Kamiga, good times. Yeah, I love Kamiga. And if anybody's watching this, if you're anywhere near northern Mindanao, and I don't know why this thing's not working now all of a sudden. And my battery's running down because they took my damn there. Okay. Let me put this back like this. Yeah. she took my charger with her to Sapaway. So I'm using my phone charger. But yeah, if you get a chance to go to Kamigan, man, make sure you go. But then he says the trip there, not so much. You're going to run into the logistics over here, man. I mean, trying to get anywhere, especially if you're traveling land and sea like I did from here to Boracay. What about the infrastructure over there? Is it pretty modern in South Africa where you are, Jew?
So it's kind of like, I would say, depending on where you go, majority, yes. Like if you're in Cape Town, pretty much everything is modern. But then it's kind of like how you go to like Detroit and half of it's okay, and then you go to the part and it's just like, man, whoa. So it has its good and its bad. But for the majority of the part, yeah, it's pretty what we would consider westernized. Infrastructure is pretty decent as far as some other places I've been to.
Get this. I got to get my damn battery. I don't understand what's going on with this battery. It was charging earlier. Now it's not. Oh, there it is. Okay. I put it in the other outlet. Okay. It says Smooth Sounds with eyes on. Says, Sunshine, do you or anyone following know how I can bring my dog with me to the Philippines? If somebody has any experience with that, let me know. I think he answered this question already. Is it dangerous? You said it's okay as long as you stay out of the hood, right?
Yeah. Like it's very, like, I haven't had any dangerous situation, but like I said, now if you go looking for danger, it's just like anywhere else. If you was to go to the province, walking around with money hanging out your pocket, somebody may try you, but like you have to, look at the statistics when you go online as far as how many people are getting murdered, and like especially foreigners, because there's a difference between locals because they have business with each other.
Yeah.
But
that's almost like here. This damn battery tripping, man. I don't understand it. She's gonna have to hurry up and get back with my battery. I don't understand. Okay, there. Yeah. He says, hey, Doug Carr, good to see you, man. I know you and John, y'all talked a lot. He says, how do you do meetings in the Philippines? Have you found one? Yeah, if you go to the major cities, they're going to have, he's talking about like AA meetings, NA meetings and stuff like that. But like in San Carlos City, there are none. The black man in the village said he didn't get the link. I didn't send you the link. We had so much trouble with your Wi-Fi last time. Some guy, I gave him your email. He said he's going to send you something to help with your Wi-Fi. And that's the reason why I didn't send you the link, man. I wasn't trying to, slight you or anything, but we had so much trouble. It seems like every time you're on my channel, we have a lot of trouble with your Wi-Fi where you are. Okay. Dana Milton says he's got a nonstop New York to Manila, 2,100 round trip. Yeah, that's for somebody that wants to, be nonstop and is in a hurry to get here. What about a regular ticket right now, Dana? Okay, now this is a good question. He says, what would someone expect to experience when traveling overseas during the first 48 hours? Over here in the Philippines, obviously, it's going to be jet lag. How far is that trip? How far is that flight to South Africa from America?
I flew from California, so I flew here twice. I don't remember. I think it's like 21. But the first time I had a layover in Germany, and I was like a beer connoisseur at the time, so that was a plus. I got to try everybody wants to try German beer. They're big for their beers. And then the second time I flew into Qatar, which is in the Middle East, and it was super nice, But as far, I think the trip is 21 hours. I try to go nonstop if I can, but most of the time there has to be a split.
Yeah. Any vaccines that you had to take?
Well, I was active duty the first time I came, so I had to get the yellow card. So I mean, I got MMR, I got all that stuff, which I didn't, which you don't have to, but since I was military, I had to do it. I forgot what's that program we have to do whenever we go into certain countries. So I didn't have
I
a
think it's a
choice.
medical, I mean, the foreign medical program or something like that. Also, I was constipated when I got over here. I don't know if it was because of the plain food or I don't know what it was, but that's something else. But mostly it's that jet lag, man. If you don't come over here to the Philippines, because when you come in here from the West, especially on the East Coast where I'm coming from, East Coast time zone, it's going to take you 18 hours in the air. You know, and then when you split it up with layovers and stuff like that, it could be 24, 30 hours. And then you're 12 hours ahead. You're going to rock it 12 hours ahead, 13 now. You're going to be messed up if you don't make yourself stay at the hotel the first day or so. It's going to mess your whole trip up. Sacrifice that first day, man, and get you some rest. And kind of it's going to take you about a week anyway, but those first couple of days is very important. Man, you're gonna have some trouble. What's the time difference there compared to America, Jew?
So right now it's 3:55 a.m. I stayed up so I can get on the Sunshine Shoulder show. So it's
Yeah, I
3:55.
appreciate it, man.
No problem. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I've been watching you for a long time, Uncle Cal.
Well, I appreciate it. Okay, so what time? So you're from? Where are you from, Jew? Originally?
Originally, I'm from Florida.
Okay, so what time is it right now in Florida?
I'm not sure. I have to check.
Okay, I guess it's about 8. Just say it's 8:55 p.m. So that means South Africa is going to be that's about 7 hours ahead. Then you're about 7 hours ahead of East Coast.
Right.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Another thing, the exchange rate now is 51.147 over here, which is good. What's the exchange rate over there, Jew?
I think the last time I checked, it's 14. Let me check right now. All right, so it's 15-1 right now.
What did they use over there? What's the name of the
currency is called the rand, the South African rand.
Okay, so when you go there, you get 15 rand for every dollar.
Every dollar.
And if you go to McDonald's, what's a Big Mac? How many rand?
It's so it's super. So it'll be around. I don't typically go to McDonald's that often. So whenever I do, a Big Mac meal is around $2 in our money. So I guess 30 rand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's stupid ass. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have my charger for this. This thing was working earlier because it has the same sort of charger, but this is a highway computer, man, and they're funny like that. Hey, will you lemon? She says, hi, all. I don't know if that's a woman or a man. How much is a massage there in South Africa? It's typically here it's about $6, but I was in the resort, it was $8. But I told guys here it's $6.
Which kind, like a regular massage?
Like a sweet massage. If you saw the massage I had, it's like for an hour, for 1 hour.
All right, so I'm gonna be completely honest, Uncle Cal. If I don't know if you want me to say this on your show, Uncle Cal.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, anytime, I mean, I don't do it all the time, but anytime I get a massage, I'm looking for like a release afterwards. So, yeah. I mean,
okay.
There was a place that
you want the happy ending.
I want the full experience. Now, see, because it's a little bit more expensive now. I remember how cheap
How
they
much
were
is
in
it though? How much
the
is it?
it was like a 1,000 rand. So I would have to convert it. So it depends. Like they have
Wow,
different levels to it. They have different levels
a
to it. So like
thousand
level,
rand.
yeah. So the
That's,
one that I was
yeah.
going to, this specific one, they don't massage you with any clothes on. So it's kind of like, so it's either, the first level is just the woman massages you with no clothes on. And then the second level, she like it's like a full body, like where she massages your body with her body type of deal. It's just a bunch of different stuff. And so it's like it goes up by, or
Yeah.
which level you choose. But
Now what?
no, but I've had cheaper, but like at home, they that you can get it for like 500 rand, which is around what, like $27. It's still more expensive than the Philippines, but it's not as common.
Yeah. Yeah. Now what about the John? If there's a John watching on my channel right now, and he wanted a bar girl, a date, a prostitute, or
Yeah,
something
actually, I
like
do.
that, how much
I
does
do.
that cost over there?
So it depends. They have upscale. So you got to remember, South Africa is 50%. It's like 50% white also. So it depends on if you're going. Is that me? Am I breaking up again? Can y'all see me, or is that Uncle Cal that's going out? Oh, okay. I guess I'll keep going. I don't know if Uncle Cal can hear me or not, but
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm just gonna use my phone. Go ahead, Drew. Finish what you were saying.
oh, okay. So
Yeah, I'm back.
they yeah, it depends on which club. So if you go to like a upper scale, white club, or upper scale black club, or a colored club, because there's three different like major races, which that fall under the South Africa: white, black, and colored. So when it comes to the clubs, the black and the colored clubs, I know it can go anywhere from 500 rand, which is about $25. And usually, see, with the women here, they stay with you all night. So I'm not sure if other guys like that, but I typically, whenever I'm done, whatever I'm doing, I'll just, go ahead and send her back home. But yeah, usually I've seen from 500 to like 2,000 rand. Just depends on how upscale the place is, or the woman, or et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, okay, I see, man. Because I want to send a shout out to my NTZ, man. I forgot about that. Now, do you have trolls that come to your uh, channel, Drew?
I
How do you
do.
handle? How do
I'm
you
not as
handle that?
I'm not as big as you, Uncle Cal. So I may get one or two. I used to get a lot more, like I said, when I was I had my channel specifically based around the.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just putting my phone on here right now. Go ahead. Okay. Well, he's having trouble with his Wi-Fi again, but yeah, he says he gets a lot of problems from his viewers. They tell him to go back to America and all of that. Um, and I don't know, man, if I'd want to handle something like that over here. I don't think I could deal with that. But let's get back to what our uh, title is about. Um, are you mentally prepared for the Philippines? The reason I chose that, guys, is because a lot of us, man, we come over here for the physical pleasures, man, but we experience a lot of mental anguish because we have no idea what's waiting for us over here. It's a big difference over here. A lot of people think oh, it's just the same over here in the Philippines, but it's really not. It's a lot of things you're not going to be able to uh, have access to over here that you have access in your home country. And maybe that's the reason. And then another side of that is you're going to have such a good time over here, a lot better than you could even imagine. And that's the reason why a lot of us, when we go back home, man, we're sad. And I thought it was just me, but the first time I came here, man, I literally had tears in my eyes when I was leaving. Let me invite you back. Let's see if he can get back on here now. Okay. Yeah. I was talking about you get a lot of pushback from your viewers over there, from your local viewers. Okay. How do you handle that? You said they tell you to go back home and all that stuff like that.
I was getting that. Yeah, I was getting that. So they felt as if I was mongering or exploiting the women. But Uncle Cal, the crazy part about it was I do interviews with the local women so guys can see how the women, what the women think about dating foreigners, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of guys didn't like that at first. They were like, you're exploiting the women, or did you come here and exploit our women, and so forth and so on, so forth and so on. But I haven't gotten that recently. And okay, so I got a thing popping up over Uncle Cal says start. Am I supposed to answer that? Like,
no. I erased it. I'm trying to put the comments up on the screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's essentially. I pretty much ignore them. Like I may get one or two, but like once they see that you're not bothered by what they're saying, they kind of just leave you alone.
Yeah. He's asking me, do Americans hang out here? We do in a certain way. In San Carlos, they've got a group called the Gentlemen's Club. I'm not a part of it, but it's a bunch of foreigners. I guess about 30. And they do charitable work here. They hang out. That's who I play tennis with. 3 of those guys that are part of the Gentlemen's Club, I play tennis with Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Me and John, we hung out every now and then, maybe once or twice a month. And then when we had our show. Is there a lot of Americans in South Africa, Jew, that you see?
Yes. So I'm not trying to make everything about race, but I just like to do that for a perspective. So typically, I've met more white Americans than I have Black Americans. So usually when it's a lot of Black Americans, they tend to meet up and they have a grouping. But usually when I'm just out and about, I run into more. So there is a lot of Americans here.
Yeah.
But as far as like that question he asked you, as far as grouping up, I'm not too sure as far as everyone else. But I know when there's a big group of Black Americans here, they tend to post it somewhere so that everybody can see it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thanks for the super chat, Big Hams 22. He says, my Iron Buntag, big bro. Thanks for doing what you do, Cal. Shout out from New York City. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I really do. He says, will you be mentally prepared to go back home? Now, when I'm talking about mentally prepared, see, some places you go to, man, especially when you're on these local beach resorts and you stay all night, they're not going to have hot water. You're going to have to take a cool water shower. And that's something that people aren't mentally prepared for. I've gotten used to it. But a lot of the food over here, you're going to have to get mentally prepared for that, man. You're going to have to make adjustments when you get over here. See, we come over here for the physical pleasures of the women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of mental preparation that you need when you get over here. The heat. Guys are always saying, oh, man, I've been to Houston, Texas. I've been to Florida. Man, this is Filipino heat. There's no comparison. I mean, it literally burns you over here, man. And how hot is it hot all year round in South Africa?
No.
Where you
See,
no.
to what how do you say that? To the contrary belief, it actually snows on the mountains. So like, you know, in North Africa and stuff, it actually snows. So like people go snowboarding here like during the winter time. So it gets super cold, and especially if you're near the water, like anywhere else. But yeah, here in where I'm at right now in Durban though, this place is super hot, like no other. I mean, when you mention the Philippines being hot, Uncle Cal, I think the only place that I've been to that was hotter than the Philippines was probably Guam, and that place, like I was like sunburnt, you know what I mean? Like I was peeling and stuff, fell asleep at the beach, drinking and stuff, and woke up all peeled up. So I know what you mean about that heat, Uncle Cal, but this place, it gets hot, but not like hot like that. That's equator hot type of deal, you know?
Yeah, it's hot. The longitude and latitude over here makes this place unbelievably hot. Trevor says, he said, Calvin, I'm going home tomorrow. I got tears in my ass 36 hours prior to leaving my Makati hotel. It does, man. I mean, it was strange to me, man. I had such a good time. I was only here 2 weeks the first time I came, and I didn't leave Moncton, really. We came to Cebu to meet her family, and then we went back to Taboli Beach Resort, man. But when I left, man, I got emotional, and I was like, damn. But the problem was I found out everybody was like that when they left. And it wasn't just me, man, but it's something that gets you, man. Dana Milton said electricity comes at 220 volt electricity comes as a shock to me and foreigners. Yeah. Look, guys, I'm glad you brought that up, Dana. Make sure you bring that converter over here, because if not, most of our computers and cell phones already have that automatically in our chargers. But shavers and different things like that, they don't. So what about you, Drew? What are y'all running on in South Africa? Is it 220?
Honestly, I am not sure, Uncle Cal, but I don't know. I never checked, but I know I had to get a converter, or I didn't have to, but just in case, I didn't want to blow any of my appliances. Because we also do, you know how you guys have the brownouts in the Philippines, they have a thing over here called load shedding, and it's just the same. It's not 12 hours, but it may happen like you know, 2 hours here and then 2 hours later, or one time it was like 4 hours, and I was like, man, I don't know if I can I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take too much of this.
Yeah. John said, man, I look tired. That's because I slept all day yesterday. I'm energized now, and especially when she gets back and I get my oil change, I'll really be feeling good. Beach of Life says, stick with the USB power. You'll never worry about it. Yeah, but I mean, what about my shaver? Like my shaver, a lot of times people will bring like a radio or something like that. You know, it's really a shock because it'll burn your stuff up, man. Get your chargers and stuff will get really, really hot, and you'll have to pull it out. You have to really be careful. He says South Africa's 230 volt. Wow. No, my battery in my laptop died, but not my phone. So I switched over. Oh, okay. He says he's analog. He says, I don't buy things that require batteries. I don't blame you. Because over here, I don't know which batteries to buy for real. I just buy the general ones because, okay, the clock that I've got hanging in my kitchen, you know what they told me? They told me when you buy the batteries, don't buy the alkaline batteries. And I'm like, well, I thought that's all it was alkaline batteries, man. I don't, that's crazy. But yeah, it's strange with these batteries. So I just get the ones I'm familiar with over here. Now, what's the big change that you had to deal with over there, Jew, that you still haven't really gotten used to?
They speak like, it's just like, man, it's so odd how not close it is to the Philippines, obviously, because the people look different, but they speak like 11, like it's 11 national languages here. So, you know, you got the tribal languages, and then you got the Dutch languages from the colonization. And then, the tribal languages, and then the Dutch language, what they call Afrikaans. So that's one thing. Just, I don't speak, the only other language I speak is Spanish. So I don't speak any of the national languages here. That's one thing. The driving, because I bought a car here since I've been here so long. Oh, and also not being able to, there's some downsides. You pretty much you can buy land, but you can't what was it? You can buy property, but you can't like get a lease in certain places, or you can't get a phone, or you got to get a license to get a TV there. Like there's like a big scam with people buying and selling or stealing TVs. So you have to have like an actual TV license to even purchase a TV, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is different.
Very, very strange.
He asked me, did you smoke or drink? So what is it, what's that like?
No, I don't. I quit. I used to smoke cigarettes heavily when I was in the military, but I quit before I got out. So I don't know how much a pack of cigarettes costs. But if you're talking about marijuana is legal here. It's not recreational, so it's not like California where you could walk down the street and smoke it, but it is legal here. They have all type of like high class smoke shops, restaurants where you could smoke and eat. Also drinking. Yeah, so they got this drink here called Black Label, and that's what all the locals drinking. It's like super strong. What was my drink I used to drink in the Philippines all the time? Not Asahi, that was Japan. What was it?
What, Tanduay?
No, it was like a beer. I was never like a real hard liquor drink. It's a beer that all the locals drink.
Oh, okay, San Miguel.
San Miguel, that's what it was. And San Miguel Light, man. that was my drink. But I'm not sure as far as cigarettes and alcohol. But I know I did a video on the drink prices at the club. It's pretty reasonable. Like whenever I'm out with my a female friend, I'll buy her drink so I can get the intel on what they actually cost in the club.
Yeah, that here's Drew's link to his channel, guys, because it's something different, man. Like I said, when he made a comment on my live stream one time. He said, "Hey, what's up from South Africa?" And I was like, "Wow, I never heard of anybody down in South Africa." So I thought it would be interesting to bring him here because, believe it or not, South Africa was on my bucket list until I came to the Philippines. And if I ever go back to America, I'm probably going to fly into South Africa. They said they got a lot of sugar sand beaches. What's that like? The beaches over there. They really nice?
Yes. So in Cape Town, yes. Here in Durban, like Durban reminds me of Florida. So the beaches aren't. Now you got like the beach. Once you start going further south, the beaches get nicer because they upkeep them more. But like as far as north, like the beaches are kind of dirty and that type of vibe. But now in Cape Town, that's where you got the sugar sand and you got the crystal clear water where you can see your feet. Near the Hout Bay area, you got the nice mountain views where you can see like the wild not chimpanzees. There's some type of the wild baboons and dolphins and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, what about, do you see now in South Africa, do they have like the lions and all of that?
Yeah, in national parks like game reserves and stuff, they're not like walking in the streets or anything. But you will see like going up to the mountains. You will like matter of fact where I'm at right now. It was like a monkey. Like I see like monkeys all the time in the trees. Like they recommend you don't feed them. They get in the trash cans and they'll they dig through the stuff. But they weren't baboons. They were some type of monkeys that be in the trees, but the baboons, they be walking across the roads in certain parts of Cape Town, and here the ones be in the trees.
But they don't attack you, do you?
No, well, I went on a tour the other day, a tour bus, and they was like, "Do not, don't stick your face over the rail because the monkeys have been known to smack people." So, like, or they'll take your phone or something like that. So, yes, definitely.
What do you do for a living over there? You asked me that question on your channel. I'm gonna ask you, how do
Well,
you get your money? Because it's expensive there. It's not like in the Philippines.
well, I got Navy Federal, so I'm able to. They reimburse me anytime I use the ATM. Um,
No,
and
but
as
I'm saying, how do you earn your money? I'm sorry.
Oh no! So when I was active duty, I got hurt in the. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but when I was active duty, I got hurt in the combat zone. So I ended up getting medically what is it? Disability.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I need to know.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but so that's
Well,
how you do it.
yeah, and I also made some investments. Also, I got some coin, and I have like regular stocks. So.
Yeah. Now, do you get money off of that every month or something? Or what do you do?
Yes, yes. I watched a video with I can't remember what the guy's name. I don't know anything about the mining, but as far as I did the coin for the long term. Now my actual stocks, I get residuals from that, but I also make music and I get what is it royalties from my music, but which isn't much, but it's still another stream of income. So
Yeah. Um, he wants to know what was your Philippine experience?
man, Uncle Cal, I love if Uncle Cal. I love that's why I continuously watch the show. I love the Philippines. Like I would never compare the two because I like them so much. I would say the only plus above the Philippines is the cost of living, and I experienced that. Like I dated a province girl. I got the whole experience of where the whole family came out, and we I had to pay for everybody, or they cooked me chicken that I watched get chopped up, which I only seen that in the Dominican Republic. So it was nice because the food is fresh. Um, the everything and also there's always military people there. So whenever you need that American here, I don't get that American vibe, or I don't get to chop it up or talk to Americans. So my version of that is listening to your show and other YouTubers show because I don't get that American experience all the time. So
Oh, okay.
that's another thing that I miss out on.
Yeah. Hey, Frank Tate said 217 watching. Let's get those likes up. Yeah, guys, y'all know that helps me. And Jew is giving some good information for anybody who may want to visit South Africa, who has any interest in being an expat there. I was just intrigued because no one had ever, I didn't know of any YouTube vloggers in South Africa. He was the first one. There's not a whole lot, the Philippines is one of the most popular genres on YouTube. I mean, for whatever reason, many reasons, but it just is. So you see a lot of people watching vloggers from the Philippines or Brazil, Colombia, but South Africa, Africa, period. There's not a lot of interest, man. So that's why I wanted to bring him on and kind of give us an inside look of what's going on over there. He said you look like a South African, man.
That's what I was laughing at. I get that a lot. They tell me I look colored all the time, but I the ancestry DNA kit, so I know what parts of Africa I originate and what parts of Europe I originate from also.
Yeah, Cal Deadman said, "What's up, D?" I guess he's talking about Dana Milton, but I was in your area the other day, Cal. I was in Iloilo City, and I tell you what, man, some hammers in Iloilo. They built like sisters over there, man. And I gave y'all that tip. I stayed in the Harbor Town Hotel. Now it's not it's not a 5-star, 4-star hotel, but when I came to the Philippines, it was only on my second time when I met my son's mother that I was staying in all those fancy places. One of the best things about the Philippines is these pension houses in these 2-star hotels, man, you know, that you can get for $22, $23. You're going to get hot and cold, Wi-Fi, cable, air. That's one of the things about the Philippines that I love. You know, you said that you wanted to live like you did in America. See, I didn't want that. I want something different. That's why I came to the Philippines. That's why it's appealing to me. It's so much different over here than it is in America. Another thing you told me was you said that in South Africa, a lot of the did you say Nigerians are the big ballers over there?
Yes. But so there's what people don't understand, there's a lot of wealth in South Africa, but it's like, you know, it's dispersed amongst the communities. As far as the Nigerians, yes, but they changed the way the women react to people in the places that you go. So if you're in a club, you know, they're going to react to you according to how you're competing with the Nigerians, because the Nigerian, like, but these are hip hop younger crowd clubs. These aren't like, if you're an older guy and you're not going to that type of place, this isn't something that you would have to worry about.
Yeah, but you said that they're the ones with the jewelry and all that,
Yes.
right?
The ones who are spending $1,000 on a bottle of Ace of Spades back to back to back. Those are the guys who are driving the 2022 Mercedes. But you see that not just Nigerians. I see Black South Africans do it, coloreds, whites, Chinese.
Yeah. But this is just something that I never hear about. Now, okay, I asked you this before, and I wanted to ask you again on here. Mm-hmm. How do Africans, because I know personally, I had a good friend I worked a temporary job with. His name was Emmanuel. He was from Nigeria, and he told me, he said, man, you know, when I came to America, they told me don't fool with Black Americans. He says, you know, they have this stigma. We have this stigma with them. Like they look down on us for some reason. Do you get that type of treatment over there?
Well, see, it's different than being in America due to the fact that, you know, most parts of Africa you go to, depending on the area you're in, are going to be majority Black, except for like Cape Town. Like I mentioned before, it's like 50% white. So they don't know that I'm American just by seeing me. But there has been, when I was in Johannesburg, I was hanging out with some rich Black South African Zulus, and you could tell, because I got a 95 Mercedes, so it's old school. I done got into a couple dings and stuff in it. They driving 2022s, so they invited me to a birthday party. And I'm over there, I'm trying to talk to the guy. And you can tell, but they're wearing like traditional attire, but it's not just the traditional attire that you can get from the flea market. It's like some expensive silk press stuff. And, you know, I'm over there with my Dodgers baseball jersey on. And at the time, I still had, dreadlocks and stuff. And they were just, yeah, they do. If you know, it's all about, see, what people don't understand, this is South Africa. This ain't Kenya. This ain't like Ghana or not Ghana, but like, you know, some of the, like Zimbabwe or Malawi and places like that. So a lot of these people have money. So yeah, you know, I'm thinking I'm big time. I'm American because I got money, but you know, I'm not, you know, trying to keep up with driving the newest cars and that type of stuff. So yes, sometimes yes, I do get looked down upon. Yes. Yeah, because the money you earn with your disability, you'd be considered rich over here, right? Right, and that's why I love. Yeah. So I'm actually, I would say I would be upper middle. Well, if I put all my money and assets into one bank, then I would be considered the same here also. But on my day-to-day life, like I live around the upper class people. Like I would say most of the time I end up staying in a white neighborhood. Not to say that there's not decent Black neighborhoods, but I typically end up in the white neighborhoods because they're well kept. And so I would still, with the money I make, I would still be considered rich here. But in the Philippines, I'm considered wealthy. Like there is
Yeah,
endless.
yeah. He asked, do you see a lot of age gap relationships? And I think that's kind of accepted over in Africa, right? You were saying that you can have many wives and different things like that.
Yes.
But
Go ahead.
now,
I get.
Roger asked me, were we on Zoom? Now, this is StreamYard. And I want to give a shout out to Buck, man. Buck has been absent for a while. I don't know if he was mad at us or not, but he's back, and I'm glad you're back, Buck. But finish what you were saying.
So I lost my train of thought. Uncle Cal, what was I saying? Oh, the age gap relation. Yes. You see it a lot. It's very common here because typically the older you are, you gotta remember Africa is becoming more westernized, but it's still very traditional, and every family wants to give their daughter away to a man who can provide. So if
Oh,
you're
okay.
yeah, so they want their daughters to be taken care of, and then she's gonna be submissive to you in return. She's not gonna tell you or she doesn't really have now. With the younger generation and the whole not me too, but what is it? The women's right thing. The younger you get, you may find some rebellious ones, but if you go towards the route of the more traditional, like man, I've seen some like really older guys. Like I wouldn't say age. I can't give an age, but like going to the mall, like I see some guys that look like they may be in their 70s with a woman, a woman in her early 20s. It's very common here.
Yeah, yeah. I want to give a shout out. I did this earlier, but now the people are here, to Jeffrey and Danny for that fabulous Balik Bayan box they sent me. These are two brothers from Okinawa, Japan, and they went out of their way, man. It was a real great. I was shocked, man, all the stuff they sent me. Sam Champion set the standard, but man, these guys, they went way overboard. They sent me some Nikes, man. I mean, underwear, socks. I mean, I got on a nice Under Armour shirt they sent me, man. And this is that dry cotton that you need in the Philippines, man, because it's really, really hot over here. I mean, and they sent me some nice shorts. I wouldn't need to buy anything else based on what these guys sent me. They sent me like 5 or 6 pair of shorts, maybe like 7 or 8 shirts. I'm shocked, man. I put these guys in my Hall of Fame, but I wanted to make sure I gave them a shout out. Also, it's been 25,000 tourist arrivals since the reopening. So what's today? Over here today is the 24th, and so it's been open 15 days, and they're starting to come in, man. But it's not the rush everybody expected, because half of these are foreign tourists, and then the other half are Balikbayans. Those they call a Balikbayan a returning Filipino from abroad. It's about half and half. The exchange rate is 51.14. And a lot of guys, we come over here for the physical pleasures, but we don't even think about the mental aspect of it. We don't prepare ourselves for what's waiting for us over here and what we're going to find over here. And a lot of times, man, it causes us some problems. What's one of the problems you had over here? Did you have to take the cool shower over here?
In the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
So most of the time when is that me again?
No, go ahead.
Oh, it looks like I'm frozen on my side. All right,
Oh, you are? Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So most of the time when I was in the Philippines, I stayed in like hotels and villas, and then because even when I went to the province, like I asked her father, could she spend, or the woman I was dating at the time, I asked her father, could she spend the night with me at the hotel, and he was like, "Are you gonna marry my daughter?" And at the time, I was military, so I was like, I mean, I'm thinking about it, I mean, I don't mind it, but he let her come with me. As far as the cold showers, no, not really, but hardships. They told me the same things. Like before we got to go into town, that the Philippines dangerous. Don't wear your jewelry. Don't wear your hats, because the younger guys like the hats. They'll run by and snatch them off. And they had me nervous there too. But once I got out there, like, I had no issues. Like,
Yeah.
I can't recall any time that I had a problem in the Philippines.
Yeah, I never heard that one about the hats, man. I'm glad you told me that. Yeah, but that's for places like if you're in Manila and Cebu and like that, they might try that. Yusuf Ahmad Habibi says 25,000 foreigners in only 2 weeks. To me, that sounds huge. But man, you got to realize you're talking about a country of 110 million people. I mean, that's like a smidgen. That's like a drop of water in the ocean. You're not going to, and remember, half of those are only foreign tourists. The other half are just Filipinos coming back from America, England, Australia, like that, coming back home to visit their families. So that's not that many. It's not like what people thought. And it's because South Korea, Japan, and China aren't fully open yet. Once they open, you're going to see the rush. Once they open, you go back to Boracay, you're going to see, man, you're going to hardly be able to, you got to push yourself through to get to places. All the best hotels, the deals are going to be all gone. To get into a restaurant, man, you may have to stand in line. Certainly to get ice cream and shakes and stuff like that. But right now, there's really no rush. This is a good time to be here for real. A friend of mine, well, he's not a friend. I consider him a friend. He just came in here Sunday, and he said, I'm interested in going to Boracay. And I said, well, this is a good time to go now to take your girl, because it's not that many people there. You got the run of the place, really. Hey, TJ, thanks for that super chat. He says, make sure your plane connections are legit if booking piecemeal. Just learned the hard way of JFK earlier. Push my flight from today to the 28th. Wow. Is that what you were doing? And TJ, he's like my 5-star traveler subscriber. You know, he should have a channel himself, really. Because I don't do the 5-star stuff here, to be honest with you. And while I'm on that subject, guys, look, when you come over here talking about the mental preparation, here's something when it comes to spending your money and trying to impress these girls over here. A 1-star hotel to a lot of the women that you're going to be meeting over here is going to be an upgrade. That's why if you were to take her somewhere like the Harbor Town Hotel where we stayed in Iloilo, she's going to be impressed. It's going to have air conditioning, hot and cold water. She's just not used to that. See, you don't have to come over here and go straight to the Shangri-La. You're just going to be wasting money. You can go to a place that costs $20, and John could have backed that up. And he'll tell you, it's going to give you all the same things. It's just not going to be as nice, you know, and you're still going to get, she's still going to be happy. Thanks, John Gomez, for the super chat. He said, we go to a club, we coming out with 20 girls, guaranteed. Yeah. As long as it's the right club, John. Because you go to one in bars, man, that's a lot of money. But yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about was the NCR region, which is Metro Manila. You know, now that the Philippines is open, and the Omicron is basically being managed very well over here. They only had a little bit over 1,000 cases yesterday. They're getting ready to go to Alert 1, which is the lowest alert level in the Philippines. That's the new normal. So that's good news if you're coming over here, to be honest with you. So that's great news, guys, actually. But when it comes to money, man, you don't have to go out of your way when you get over here to try to impress these women, because they're just not used to that on a day-to-day basis, and that's a fact. But the title today is, "Are you mentally prepared to come to the Philippines?" A lot of us aren't. We don't understand, man. It's what makes the Philippines different from all these other places is how far away it is. And people don't bring that into consideration. They say, oh, it's just like it is everywhere else. It's not. I fly out of Chicago, Jew, and that's 18 hours in the air, not an 18-hour with the layover. If I go on the layover like I did in 2018, it was 30 hours. I had 11-hour layover in Hong Kong. It's a long way, man. And then when you get here, you rocket 12 hours ahead in time. It's different. And then you don't have the beautiful young ladies waiting for you in those other places like you do here. I ain't talking about prostitutes. I'm talking about normal women. See, that's why the Philippines is different, man. It's not the same. And it'll catch you off guard. It'll catch you off guard. Now, how old was the young lady you were dealing with over here, Jew?
I don't know. She wasn't too much younger than me, because at the time, this was like the last time I've been to the fields was like 2017. So at that, that was what
5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago. So at that age, I was 25. So she was probably, I think she was like 22. But the crazy thing was, like, I remember you mentioning this, Uncle Cal, that how quickly they move on, because after me and her broke up, she got like 2 kids now. I think, matter of fact, I think she got 3. So it was like, soon after she was just.
They move on really, really quick, especially when you take them to America. And, guys don't realize that it's a different culture. And I'm going to just keep it on me. My ex-wife, she's dating a guy in my hometown, and she don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do. See, but that doesn't go into their mindset. They're just trying to move on. See, me, I had enough decency and respect for her that I'm way away from where she's from. I wouldn't feel comfortable myself dating a woman in her hometown, and her family has to see me and stuff like that. But to her, it's no big deal. And it's just because of their culture, man. They don't really mean any harm by it, because like I said, they don't see anything wrong with it, but they'll date somebody on your job and they wouldn't see a problem with it, to be honest with you. So that's a big difference, man. And they move on super fast. And if you fall in love, man, or if you're ready to break up, you better make sure you're mentally prepared to break up. Because if you're not, within a week or something like that, she's going to be screwing somebody else. And it's going to tear your heart in two. So when you split up, you better make sure it's for good. Belize in Edwin says, going to the Philippines is not like driving from New York to Los Angeles. It's very far, fellas. Take Calvin's words. It's not easy. And you got to mentally prepare yourself for that long ass flight. Believe it or not. It's long, man. 15 hours from Chicago to Hong Kong, man. It will kick your butt. If I could afford it, I would go first our business all the way. But hell, who can afford that nowadays? Do you fly first class, Jew?
No, sir. I'm actually was looking at plane flights right now from where I'm at to San Diego, and 35. I see the one with the least amount of time is 31 hours so far. So it's like I said, it was a super light, but no, I usually do what is it, coach? I guess, like not coach, but like just regular regular
Yeah,
class?
coach. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, John Gomez says $5,000 first class.
Yeah,
A
nah.
guy, you dirty puppy. He lives here in San Carlos City. He's one of my viewers. I don't know if he's a subscriber or not. It really doesn't matter, as long as he views my channel. We were talking. We were at the same restaurant Valentine's Day. He paid $4,000 for a first class because it had been so long away from his, his girlfriend. They really got a serious thing going on. They're about ready to build a house over here. So he said, man, I had it. So I went ahead and went first class, $4,000. And hell, if you got it, why not? But most of us don't have it like that. I mean, because it will make your trip so much quicker. I mean, if you've never flown first class, I got bumped up a couple of times on Delta. It's like night and day, man. I mean, really, they wait on you hand and foot. There's no, there's no set time that you eat. You eat the whole time. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I mean, if you drink, man, they give you the best liquor your whole trip. You got a bed basically that you can go to sleep in, that big screen TV. If you can afford it, guys, I would say do it. To be honest. Have you ever flown first class, Jew?
I haven't. I don't think I always wanted to, but I feel like that would cut into, cut into the money that I would be planning to spend while I'm wherever but first class, it looks nice. And I thought about it, but I'm like, sheesh, man, is it worth it?
Yeah, that's why I say if you've got it,
Right.
why
I don't
not?
think that type of money.
Yeah, Brian Business said first class is something else, team. It is, man. And yeah. See, TJ says if you have the means, I highly recommend it. I would too, especially if you coming all the way over here, man. Because I believe it or not, when I first get on the plane, I'm nervous. But when I was in first class, I was like, man, I hope this flight never ends. That's how nice it was, man. I mean, I had real pancakes with, the real knife and fork and everything. Joshua says, I've been binge watching your videos, Sunshine Shoulders, and you know so much about the Philippines. How many years have you been there? In April, it'll be 13 years on and off. I've been here for about 3 years and 2 months this time. But I'm an insurance agent, man, and I'm trained to recognize certain things, look for certain things. And really, I just share my experiences, man. That's all. I don't talk about what somebody told me, what I heard. It's really my nitty gritty is, what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. And I'm just a regular Joe, and I think that's what has made my channel gain some traction. That people can say, hey, if he can make it over there, maybe I can. Because, I'm not going to win any beauty contest, guys. I promise you that. But I don't have any problem with women over here. The most appealing thing to me is the cost of living. That's the bottom line for me. I want more money in my pocket. It's free money, Jew. And some guy was arguing with me. No, it's not. It is. $1,000 in America, my same $1,000. I paid my rent, right? I had $60 left. Over here, when I paid my rent, I had $830 left. See, that's $770. The only thing I had to do was fly over here. Once I got settled, my first month of free money paid for my airline ticket over here. It's just the way you want to look at it. Hey, thanks, Cat P.I. Food, for the super sticker. But yeah, the women, I didn't come over here initially for the women. But when I got over here, Jew, and I found out what was waiting on me, my God, my whole attitude, it did change for a while. It did switch to women. And I was, I was crazy, man. I went crazy. I wasn't mentally prepared for what was waiting on me over here, man. Hell, that's why I got 3 children over here. Guys are like, man, what happened to you over here? What are you doing? First of all, Filipinos, they're so fertile. If you just blow on them, man, they're going to get pregnant, and then they'll look up at you as long as you can look down at them, if you know what I mean. They're never going to say no, so you got to get ready for that.
I remember you brung up, or people keep always asking, do they like black men, et cetera, et cetera. The only time I've ever had someone mention my race when Filipina was when I was in the States. I was living in Chicago. I was at the RTC, the Recruit Training Command out there, and I was dating a Filipino out there, but she was there studying, and her friend, or we was talking, and I had a friend for her friend, and I was like, do you like black guys? And she was like, they use too much slang. She was like, no, too much slang. And I was like, what? I was like, maybe it's me, making like, I'm younger. But then when I realized what she meant, like the way she didn't mean it the way I thought she did. But that was the only time in the Philippines, like I never had any issues. Like that was the crazy part. I hear guys ask about that all the time.
Yeah, see over here, Filipinos, any American is going to speak slang. We speak slang. They speak proper English. They try to be perfect. They try to speak perfect English. And they don't understand a lot of things that we say because there's so many, some of our words, look at like red. Just red has so many different meanings. It could be a color red. You just read another book. You understand? So all of us are slang, and they tell me that all the time. They're like, you speak so slang, I can't understand you. That's because you speak a perfect English and I don't. So yeah, it's hard. That's one thing you gotta get mentally prepared for when you come over here and start talking to people, and you gotta repeat yourself 2 or 3 times because they're really not gonna understand you. Hey TJ, thanks for the super chat. He says you're gonna keep doing the panel on Wednesdays, Thursday morning. Could be on the panel live from San Carlos before I head out. Yeah, anytime you want to get on here, TJ, let me know. It's not, it's not any set thing. I used to put it on Tuesday, but I was in Boracay Tuesday. But I'm glad that Jew was able to join us because he's over in South Africa, man. Raise your hand if you even follow any bloggers from South Africa, man. I didn't even know it existed.
I didn't see it either when I got here. So
Cal made a great comment. I need to go back and see it. He said, don't stay in 5-star hotels. You don't have to over here, man. Some of these Airbnbs are 5-star hotels to me for so much less. Bill Ellis says, so slang is the problem. For them, it's the problem. Because they're not going to be able to understand you all the way. Even my girlfriend, and when she talks to me, man, sometimes I'll be like, what did you say? I have to say it like 2 or 3 times. And, you'll get frustrated after a while, but then you realize, man, hell, I don't speak, not Tagalog is terrible. And my Visayas is horrible, and you cut them some slack, and that's what, but that's something you got to get mentally prepared for, because we think, oh man, Filipinos, they speak English. Yeah, they speak a different English than us though. They speak a real, man, proper English.
The Queen's English.
Yeah, the Queen's English. That's exactly. Because when I came over here in 2009, I believe it was 2010, the Queen came over here, her and Prince Charles, the one that was married to Prince Diana, man, and they made a big deal out of it. And I was thinking to myself, well, what's that connection? Because I thought it was the Spanish. Smooth Sounds with Eyes On says, I follow many African bloggers, but they are in the Gambia or Ghana. Yeah, but I said South Africa. It's just not that many, man. And that's why I wanted to bring him on, because a lot of guys are interested in going to Africa and even, oh, okay, the gold is the connection. Okay, thank you. And I just wanted Drew to come on here and kind of give his experience, because that's the best one, man. You know, it's different than you hearing about something. Here's a guy right in front of us who's actually living there. You can get it straight from him. But hey, Franz Prazio Jr., thanks for the super chat. He said, what's up, Cal? Everything is set. Don't forget about me. I know you're a busy man. Thanks. I'm really not, man. People think I'm busy. When the day before you arrive in Cebu at Moncton, France, just message me. And I'm going to go to Cebu and stay all night. I'm going to be right there when you get off the plane, brother. You ain't got to worry about that. You know, but you may not want me to be. You meet you somebody. Because that's why I tell guys, once you get settled in, that's what that means, you know, because the first couple of days, you're going to be getting the tune up, man. You're not going to want me around, you know, especially if you got a good one. You ain't going to want me around. So I'll wait till the dust settles. Then I'll come around, you know, because you really don't want her to be a tour guide, because most of the women that we meet over here, they've never been anywhere. See? So they don't know really where to take you. They're just going to go by what they heard. And it's going to be kind of, you know, boring. Remember, I spent my first 2 weeks in Moncton. That's crazy. Don't do that. All right. Billy says, I'm considering Davao. Have you been here? There. Absolutely, man. And that's a great place. You're going to love Davao. I actually sent the link to Texas to Zoe, but he didn't join us today. He lives in Davao. It's one of the cleanest cities in the Philippines. It is one of the safest, by the way. Hey, Andre, thank you for that super sticker, man. He said, Dana Milson said the dust settles. That's funny. Yeah, but it's true, man, you know. Now, you said that South African women are promiscuous. Did you mean so they'll give it to you the first night?
I feel like it's kind of like when you travel overseas as a foreigner and as an American, we're as popular as we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the time, depending on the situation, you will get sex on the first night. Now, that's not with every woman, but I mean, for the most part, yeah, I mean, and then there's situations like even women who aren't, I mean, but I guess technically you are a prostitute. Like, so there's been situations where I met a woman off of Tinder and, you know, I'm like, I get her to the crib or I get her to my place where I'm standing and I'm like, I'm trying to get it on the first day. And then she was like, well, if you planned on dating me and working for it, then it's okay. But if you want it today, 500 rand.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
but that's not that much. What's that, about $30 or something?
It's about $30, but no, it's not. That's just like the first time. This is like the only country I've ever had that happen. You know, in the Philippines, you don't have to do that, or unless you want to. But to have somebody springing on you, like if you want to wait and let me give it to you when I'm ready, cool. But if you want it today, you did 300 rand. Like,
yeah,
you know, start sweating. Like, do I do it or do it like? You know?
But believe it or not, you're gonna spend less if you give her the 30 rand. I mean, the $30 versus over here. See, right. The Filipina, she makes it seem like it's free, but it's really not free. You know, and it's not. They're not prostitutes either, but it's an unspoken agreement. Right. If you want this, then, you know, you got to take care of me. because that's written in the agreement anyhow, because when you get over here, more than likely, she can't afford to go to the places you're going to take her and live the lifestyle you're going to show her. So in return, she gives you that. You know, that's just how it is. You know, I didn't make the rules, and neither did you. And that's why I don't feel bad when I talk about it, because it's been like that for years, man. And I'm just telling you, that's the nitty gritty, man. That's what it is. I've never, all the times I've come over here, I've gotten it on the first night, and it was like it was not something that I had to beg or something. It was just automatic, and it wasn't anything that to look down on her about. It's just, that's how it is, man. When you get over here, you're gonna get it. If you don't, man, you gotta throw her back. I'm sorry. You know, she ain't the truth for real. And I'm talking about, these are decent women. You gotta understand, Marilyn, she's college educated. You know, she's a professional woman, but she understood that. You know, I want that. So when we get together, I'm gonna get it. You know, probably ain't gonna work. But hey, David, thanks for that super sticker. And it's just how it is, man. You know, don't get mad at me about it, you know, because I didn't make it up.
Right.
But that's one thing that makes the Philippines so different, and it makes it so appealing. It's why, you know, it's not the same over here. I mean, if I was in America and I'm 58 years old, there's no way I'm going to get a 25-year-old unless I'm some type of superstar. I'm super rich. But over here, and then it's going to stay that. She's never going to fall in love with me. It's going to be, look, this is the reason I'm with you. But over here, initially, it is about the finances, but they will fall in love with you. And once they do, man, oh my God, you got something. But it's up to you to do that. It's up to you to take it from finance to romance. See? And if you don't do it, then hey, here they come. They're coming back from Sapaway. I didn't go, man. I was too tired. But yeah, it's up to you to take it from the finance to romance. And if it doesn't go there, you got to only blame yourself. You know, because I asked John, you know, John was trying to make it seem like, oh, his girlfriend didn't want him for the finances. So when we were driving in his car to Bacalit, I brought up the subject. And I asked Janessa, I said, Janessa, what was it that you found about John attractive? Was it the money initially? She said, yeah, absolutely. It was. She said, but I love him now. And that's usually how it is with everybody else. So don't fool yourself. Some guy made a comment. He said, man, I'm 6'5", I'm white, I'm decent looking. And women were asking me to have my baby and all that. I said, okay, I'm not 6'5", I'm not white, and I'm not decent looking, and I got the same treatment you got. So what's your point? You know.
Right. I know that rock star treatment, Uncle Kai. I told you they was asking me was all these basketball players, and I'm like, man, I'm like 5'9". What you mean?
Yeah, and yeah, yeah, they you know, they want me to play. When I was in Zamboanga, they wanted me to play on their basketball team. I'm like, man, I'm 55 years old. I'm not getting out there on no, you know, basketball. They really thought I could play. You know, and maybe back in my day, I was decent. You know, I was okay, if anything. But, you know, Filipinos can play ball over here, man, and that's what's going to shock you. When you get over here and they're going to ask you to play, you better know what you're doing, or they're going to embarrass you. And they'll play in flip-flops. They're not even going to have on gym shoes, and they'll shoot you down. But, yeah, I'm too old, but I'll play tennis.
Right.
But basketball, it's too much, man, over here. But yeah, the exchange rate is 51.14. And Jew, anytime you want to leave the chat, you can, man, because I know it's early there. It's about what, 5 o'clock or something, 5 a.m.
Uncle Cal, whenever you're ready for me to get off, I'll get off. Because, you know, I stayed up and I've been waiting for this, but I've been trying to get on your live for the longest time. It's just always the time. I'm here, so whenever you're ready for me to go, I'll leave. But
No, it ain't up to me. It's up to you, because I know it's hard. I used to work at third shift at DuPont Chemicals. Well, we had a swing shift, really. And man, when we had to work from that 5 in the evening to 5 in the morning, it would kill me, man, because I'd get off at 5 in the morning, because about 2 o'clock, your body is shutting down. You fighting, trying to stay up. I'm doing push-ups. I'm running around in circles. And then by the time I get off, I can't go to sleep. By the time I go to sleep, it's 12 o'clock. I get to sleep. I wake up, got to get up at 3. You know, it used to kill me, man. I couldn't do it. So I know how you feel it.
They trained me for this, Uncle Cal. 9 years, Uncle Cal.
Yeah. What were you in the Navy?
Yeah, I was Navy, but I was also Green Side too. So yeah.
Okay, so how long did you do? 9 years, you said?
Yeah, I did 9 and got hurt. So
Wow. Some guy said sorry that you got hurt in a war zone, man. TJ Johnson.
But yeah, okay.
TJ Johnson said if you want to do it anyway for companionship because you're lonely, you want a phone video chat partner, do you? But accept that is what it is and don't outright court her. Hey, Cedric, he says, I'm still watching the live from here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It's 10 p.m. here. Yeah, because it's about 11 here. Alpina R said, LOL, yeah, hell yeah, them jokes were playing in some, he said them jokers were playing some hot damn flip-flops and run you. You damn right.
Barefoot and cross you up all day.
And believe it or not, in 2017, because I've got a friend over here, he lives in Bacolod, by the way. This before I even knew anything about Bacolod or St. Carlos City. He had a basketball league that he was sponsoring over here. And everybody was either playing in barefoot or flip-flops. So what I did was, I was over in America, I put on my Facebook page and sent it out to all my friends, give me some either new or gently used gym shoes to send to him. I got 70 pair that we sent over here in a Bally Band box, man. Because, I mean, it was, my damn feet was hurting just watching them play. They were, man. My feet was hurting. Hey, what's up, Callie? Okay, so Lynn is here. She changed her name again. Let's see what we got. Okay, so what was your rate? I was in the Navy then, joined the Army. What was your rate, Jew?
I was a GSC, gas turbine electronic specialist.
So you were on the nuclear?
Nah, I was on warships. I did frigates, DDGs, and I also worked with not the Hellcats, but the hovercrafts, the LCATs. You know, the ones that, you know, go from the water to the land, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, see, I got lucky, man, in my naval career. I just wish I had the mindset to do 20 years because, man, I had it so good. I had it so easy. I went, okay, from A school. Now, remember, I was a cook, but I never cooked. Only for about the first month or so when I went to my first duty station. I got shore duty, my first assignment. I went from San Diego to Memphis, Tennessee, Millington. And I stayed there for, I think, 18 months or 2 years. Then I did my other 2 on the USS John F. Kennedy, which, because I couldn't handle a frigate. I couldn't handle them little ships, man.
That's the best rest you'll ever have, Uncle Cal. That the brotherhood from a frigate is like no other, Uncle Cal. That's why
it was crazy. because guys would always want to change with me. You know, they want to do that transfer from the frigate to the aircraft carrier, because the aircraft carrier, they call them the Cadillacs of the fleet for a reason, because they smooth. The only time I ever felt any rock in it, when we went to the North Atlantic, we were on our way to Portsmouth, England. And that was the only time. Otherwise, man, you wouldn't even know. You think you on land. Now, was there some drawbacks? Yeah, when it comes time to eat, those lines, man, they be blocks long. When you can only go to certain duties, certain shore, certain leave stations. I don't know what you would call it. You couldn't go everywhere because it was just too many people. If we went into a small area, we would tear up the city, man. So they had to really screen us. You send 6,000 starving men. Like when we went to Brazil, they bust in 20,000 women from not just Brazil, but all around South America to make sure we had what we needed, man. Because that's how it is. We spent $20 million in 4 days over there. That's a lot of money, man.
It is.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. But yeah, again, I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey and Danny, my subscribers from Okinawa, man. They sent me an unbelievable Valley Band box, man. If y'all want to go see what they did. I mean, they sent me so much stuff. I wouldn't even, it would be tasteless for me to even try to figure out how much they sent, how much they spent. But yeah, I'm a shellback, by the way. Are you a shellback?
I am. I did the whole South America tour.
Yeah, that we went across the equator, man. And see, I went in the olden days, Drew. I'm a lot older than you. Y'all probably had it easier with all this, politically correct stuff. You couldn't beat, man, they was beating us with them damn fire hoses, and there's no telling what we were eating, that slop we were eating, man. I mean, it was they assaulted us, man. It was pretty bad.
35 Foxtrot.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. TJ said Philippine national sport is one of the following: pool, basketball, boxing, karaoke, Mobile Legend, chismet. Hey, Booby, bye-bye. Where you been? Booby's back. Okay, he said he's on here, but he's going to Thailand first. Oh, okay. Hey, thanks, David, for the super chase. Calvin, appreciate you always keeping 100%. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You guys don't realize, man, this is y'all's channel. Without y'all, it's nothing. I'm still talking into the universe. And that's what I was telling Jew, just keep on making the videos, make more of them, because some guy said, man, you've been popping up on my screen lately since the Philippines opened. You busy? I said, man, I make a video every day since I started because I'm trying to get better. Every video I do, I'm practicing for the next one. And that's the advice I gave you, Jew. Start talking more about your experiences. But you said that South Africans like to see you traveling around, but if you really want to blow your channel up, you're going to have to start talking to foreigners and get them to come over there.
I'm trying to wait till I leave, guys, so I don't get busted in the head, because South Africans only want you to put South Africa in a best light possible. So if I was to, I'm not going to down talk the country, but I mean, if I was to tell some of my own personal experiences, I don't know, I might not make it back to the fields. I might not make it to your guest house.
Yeah, and the guest house, they're going to start today on that, I think. It just depends on how tired her brother is, because he went over there with him. But they're supposed to start today. He gave me a list of stuff, and he said 5 to 6 weeks, it's going to be open, guys. And I promise you, man, if you're in the San Carlos City area, if you coming through Bacala and you want to stop through here, man, you can stay here and it won't cost you nothing. I'm going to be the only YouTube vlogger that's ever did that, because I owe my success, any success I've had, to you guys. See? So if you come in here somewhere around April on and you come through here, you're going to have a place to stay. But give me a heads up, at least 2 weeks. And then I got to limit your stay to 1 week so I can get as many people in here as I possibly can. Jason Flint said that he was going to help me with a calendar and all of that.
Are you gonna show? You gonna show Uncle Cal? When I went there, all the times I've been to the Philippines, like besides one time, I was with I was with the battle buddies. But you got to show me the real Philippines, Uncle Cal. Show me how I'm supposed to make this content for people to engage.
Yeah.
For the excursion, but you give me that tour guide experience.
Yeah, see. People love to hear your stories. They want to hear about how you really living in South Africa. Because a lot of the reason why I don't do there's so many tourist channels about the YouTube. I didn't want to do that. Even though when I go to places like Boracay, I bring my viewers and subscribers along with me, but they want to be able to relate to you. See, people relate to me because I'm just like them. That's why I talk about my drinking problems, my drug problems, my women problems, my money problems. See, because they got the same problems I got. If I start talking way up here and showing them just only these fancy places, when they get over here and get off the plane, they're going to be like, man, this guy's lying. He never talked about, child beggars and different things like that. And these, just different stuff that I talk about, the real life Philippines, but I give them the 360. I don't need to hype up the Philippines. It can hype itself up. When they get over here, they're gonna see they're gonna have their own perspective. But I don't want anybody to get blindsided. And that's a fact. Hey, Lynn, 102. She used to be Lynn San Diego 102. Now it's Cal Lynn. He said, Cal, your Ballot Bandbox vlog was fun to watch. It was. I mean, it was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, these guys went crazy. Hey, TJ Johnson, he says at Sunshine Shoulders, he said, Jew, I heard South Africans are 10,000% about busting their guns. Had to do some research on the topic, but also I heard that's not really outside of Johannesburg. True or false?
All right, so so I did an interview. I went through the hood called the Cape Flats. So that's where I know the real. But it's inner community or intercommunal, I guess. They're not they're strangers. They have gang violence within the flats. Like, how that you go to New York and then you'll have one, like maybe the Crips here and then the Bloods here and then like GD, like all these gangs in one housing project. That's more so what it is. But no, you're not. You don't have to worry about getting shot or anything like that. But yes, they do shoot. But as far as Joburg, I didn't have that experience in Joburg. Cape Town, yeah.
Yeah, I love LaChan said, been to a few fancy places in the Philippines, but usually the nitty-gritty places most of the time. And I think that's where you're going to see the real Philippines and where you're going to have your most fun. Because that way you're going to be able to meet the locals. And sometimes, man, the nitty-gritty places are really nice. Like if you go to Siquijor Island, they've got that Cocoa Beach resort. That's like for the fancy people. But the rest of the places, they're right on the White Sand Beach too. The one we pay $16 a night for, it's right on the White Sand Beach. So it's your money. I mean, because Siquijor Island is such a small place. I mean, you can pay that. We've paid $50. I knew you took that. It was in that. Okay. See, here's my charger. I couldn't find it for my laptop, but I'm okay now. Yeah, we paid $15 for Airbnb right on the White Sand Beach. That's the cheapest I ever paid in Siquijor because it's a real small place. And if you go there, make sure that you take the tour. It's only like $25, like 1,250 pesos, because they've got so many tourist attractions on the island. You can get the foot massage by the fish. You can go to the underground swimming pool. I mean, really, it's literally underground. You go down, how many steps is that? Maybe, I counted them. It's over 200 steps down from the road. It's beautiful. It's all sorts of stuff over there. And this is just, Philippines on the cheap. But hey, if you got the money, spend it like that. But most of the guys on my channel, we're blue collar people. And so we don't have that kind of money. That's why I try to give you the inside scoop if I can. But yeah, that's what gives you the feel of the Philippines when you're over here. And she's going to be impressed anyhow when you go to these little nitty gritty places. That's a step up for her. Hey, Bray, let's see what he says. Wait. He says, hey, yo, Cal, glad to see you streaming once again. People that haven't been here really need to be educated, and your class is in session. Yeah, man, I don't want anybody to get blindsided because I don't need to pump the Philippines up, man. The Philippines can pump itself up, and Jew, you can bear witness to that. I don't need to build the Philippines up. Hey, Craig C, thanks for that super chat. He said, new sub here. Welcome to the channel. He said, great content. Can you speak to VA healthcare in the Philippines? Okay, yeah, they got a VA clinic. It's just a clinic, outpatient clinic on the grounds of the U.S. Embassy. And you have to understand, you have to go online and register. You can't just show up at the VA clinic. And then you're going to sign up for the foreign medical program too. That's like the inpatient side of it. But yeah, it's just outpatient, and it's let's see, what do they call it? Your injuries are only, they only cover injuries covered when you're in the military. So you would qualify, Jew.
Yeah,
I couldn't get. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I know here I had to go to the emergency room, and so since I have the foreign medical program, I was able to pay, or I had to pay out of pocket, but I was reimbursed up to 75%. Is that the same in the fields? Because I never had to go, I never got sick or anything while I was there. So is it the same? Would you be reimbursed if you went to a clinic that wasn't covered by VA?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, what's your name gave me that for free? Howard. He bought like 3 extra tennis rackets. Give me that. Howard McCormick, the guy I told you from America that came here Sunday, man, he gave me just an unbelievable tennis racket. He had like 3 of them. He's the real deal over here. He's a part of that gentleman's club over here. Imagine giving a tennis racket like that to a Filipino over here. They can't afford that, the average Filipino. He gave away 2 more of them, man. So shout out to you, Howard. But I'm not for sure, but I think the foreign medical program works the same way, Jew, all over the world for the military people to qualify. TJ Johnson says, damn, I just realized I got to stay here 5 extra nights before I get to go to the Philippines. I should be asleep on a seat that turned into a bed. Smashed of 21-year Hibiki. I hate it here. See, that's my 5-star traveler. Because the only thing you're gonna get over here. Well, I'm gonna tell you, give me that Crown Royal out of there, hon. These guys sent me some Crown Royal. I don't drink. They sent it for John. you know, John passed away, man. But everybody that comes to my house that drinks, they're gonna get a drink of that. Hey, Dana Milton said, Calvin, I had lunch with another subscriber yesterday, and we decided to fly over together August 2nd. Wow. See what I'm saying? You guys are doing it right. And I've got a subscriber by the name of Sammy Davis. Now, I don't know if he's any kin to D. Sammy Davis, but him and his cousin are coming here together. That's the way to do it, man, if you can do it like that. I would have loved to come over here with somebody. Imagine how much money you save if you do that on hotels and stuff. Maryland says, proud supporters here from Philippines. Sir Calvin is kind for some Filipinos. Keep supporting him. Thank you, Maryland. I'm just paying it forward. I'm giving it. I'm doing for Filipinos what somebody did for me in my time of need. Buck says only one drink. That's not enough. Well, I'm gonna get you a bottle of Tanduay. I'm gonna spend about 200 pesos, man. You ain't getting none of this Crown Royal. That's too rich for your blood. But hey, Keith Porter said, bro, give me a way to contact with you. I leave Puerto Galera on Monday. Are you leaving from here or going to Puerto Galera? One of my subscribers, he just left last night, and he was sick. He stayed 2 weeks in Puerto Galera, and he said, man, it's just as nice as Boracay. He told me. Yeah, it's too rich for Buck's blood, TJ. He's going to get the Tanduay only or the Red Horse. Hey, now this is a good subscriber to have to your channel, Jew. Lynn 102, she said, just subscribe to your channel.
Hey, thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, Cal, he's dragging his feet. He's getting cold feet. Maryland said, full support, Sir Calvin. God bless you. Thank you so much. This is how Sunshine Shoulders got started, by the way, helping other people. And if you go onto my Facebook page, it'll give you a lot more information on what this is really all about. I started my Facebook page first, and then I decided to do my channel. Oh, okay, Tito Chai's on here. He's got a channel, by the way, and his situation is different. If you can put his channel up here, Michael, he met his Filipino wife in the States. I'd like to hear his story, really, believe it or not. Oh, okay, Keith Porter, he says, I leave here on Monday. It's much cheaper than Boracay. I'm going to put up my, do you got my email, Mike? Put it up so he can contact me. Or if you've got my, give me the Crown Royal. It's on the shelf in there where I keep my books. You'll see it in the blue box. Give him my WhatsApp number too. Oh, okay, Marilyn. She says, I was already messaging you yesterday, Sir Calvin, for my proof that I was subscribed. Thank you. Okay, yeah, you'll be, I think if I got that message, then I'll already put you in. If not, I'll wait after this, I'll do that. Oh, yeah. Imagine, guys, these two guys from over in Okinawa, they sent me this in a Balikbayan box, by the way. Now, my last days of drinking, I couldn't afford anything like this. Hell, I was drinking Buckhorn beer and Smirnoff vodka. I would have loved to have something like this, because this is a big boy here. This isn't a small one. They spent a nice little penny for this, but this is waiting for you guys when you get over here. Also, that guest house. He said, TJ Johnson said, make Buck change his profile pic Why he always look like he about to run somebody's pockets for Wild Average Rose money every time he comes up on the screen? Yeah, Buck, when you get over here, ain't no begging over here. Don't be bothering these Filipino people over here. Buck be the only American over here big. Oh, okay. Jeremy, he says, I live in Canada. We have that. It's great. Yeah, Crown Royal, man, I'm going to tell you what. That would have really been a come up for me, Jew, when I was drinking. In my last days, I was pretty bad. I love LaChan said Crown Royal is one of my favorites. Yeah, I was bad, man. I tell you, I was drinking. If you've never heard of Buckhorn beer, it's probably because they don't make it anymore. You got to realize I quit drinking in May to be 24 years. I was drinking Bumpy Face. You know what Bumpy Face is, don't you, Jew?
I've never.
That's the Smirnoff gin, because the bottle's got them little bumps on it. Oh, it's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. That's a fact. You ain't gonna pay no more than $3 for a half pint if you pay that much. Oh, okay, Cheetah Chai said, no, Calvin, it was a big mistake. I met my first Filipino wife in the States. Oh, okay, big mistake. She was more American than me. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that. Yeah, Trevante. Bumpy Face is what we call it in Louisville, Kentucky. He said, I got you, Buck. Jack Black or Blue. We're gonna have, when a bunch of you guys get over here, I'm gonna meet you in Cebu, man. We're gonna have a party. I'm gonna buy all the beer, all the liquor, even ask some local women to attend. We're gonna have a party, man. Yeah. Seagrams, that's right, Magnolia State. What am I thinking about? Seagrams, not Smirnoff is the vodka.
Right, so I know what that. I know what Seagram's is, Uncle Cal. So when you said Bumpy Face, I was like, hold on. I know what Seagram's come. Yeah, the little bottle, pints, ain't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. I'm sorry, guys. I ain't drinking so long. I forgot the damn street language out there. But I remember that Buckhorn beer had a big moose on the damn front of it, a deer, whichever one it was. Hey, thanks for that super chat, Franz. He said, Calvin, thanks for the good job you're doing over there. You're debunking all the false narratives they spreading over there about us black men. Thanks. You have my support always. Yeah, man, you know, and really, not just black men, but it's about Americans, period, and foreign men, period. They think we're all over here. We're all sex pets. We're all over here taking advantage of people. But I did a video last year. It was called The Other Guys. And in that video, I talk about there's 95% of us are good guys over here. And you get the 5% of the other guys over here who are doing all that kind of crap. That's a fact. But majority, I've never met the other guys over here. I've tried to, but they shoo you away. They don't want to be bothered, and that's okay. Because a guy told me, he said, Calvin, you don't know what people are dealing with. Maybe they got mental issues. You know, you don't know why they didn't want to be bothered with you. But I've run into them, man. You try to come up to them and say, hey, how you doing? They don't want no parts of you, man, and they're over here. Hey, Dana, he said, Calvin, you show up. Let's celebrate you. Here's that video. He says, beware of the other guys in the Philippines. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something, man. We were traveling to Bohol, and we were in the Tagbilaran Pier waiting on the ocean jet to come back to Cebu. And I'd seen a black guy, man. Me and him were the only black guys probably on that whole island. I just wanted to walk up to him and just shoot him, find out where he was from and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Man, you'd have thought I had COVID the way he ran for me, Jew. And I was shocked, man. Cal Deadman says, how far is the hotel from your house? Some of them going to get lost. Oh, it ain't far. How far is Mawani just right around the corner from us? You could walk, but it's going to be not a long walk. Maybe, I'd say 5 to 7 minutes, really. Yeoman's son says, Seagram 7 and 7. I tell you what, man, I used to drink it all. It didn't matter to me. In my last days, if it got me where I wanted to go, Jew, I drank it. I could tell you some stuff I used to drink, man, that they probably don't even make it anymore. But, you know, what was that one thing in the 80s? It was real big. The Cisco. You ever heard of that Cisco, Jew?
I haven't.
Yeah, it was like a wine. They called it a cooler, man. It wasn't no damn cooler. It was sort of like that. What's that called over here, honey? That Calabo or something? What? That wine that they... Calafo. When you get over here, if you still drink, you get you a bottle of that Calafo over here. It'll knock you down, man. I had the misfortune of riding in a tricycle with a guy who was drunk off that stuff, man. He damn near killed us, man. I mean, I was so fired up, I didn't even give him a tip. Normally, I tip him. Yeah. I was pissed off, man. I mean, he was drunk. And that's what a lot of times you're going to run into when you catch these tricycles at night. These guys be drunk, man. They be drinking on the job all the time. Yeah, you be lucky to get in a tricycle and he's not drunk over here. But my father used to drink, and see, my father, he died of cirrhosis of the liver. He had stopped drinking, but it was too late. He used to drink Johnny Walker and milk. I don't know what that's all about, what that combination is all about, but he did. Beat Your Life says that at SA, breaking the only weapon foreigners can bring to the Philippines. Now, I got a lot of pushback on this, by the way. Guys who didn't watch the video or just for some reason it went over their head. It's like, why are you telling your viewers and subscribers they can bring weapons? They're going to get in trouble. And I'm like, man, yeah, that's part of the fun. I'm not going to tell them. You're right. Hey, here's my buddy right here, Iskandari TV. He said, yes, they have everything, mostly 7-Up, root beer. See, this guy missed the point here. He said, don't be surprised if you come here and after being here for a year, you'll be amazed of what people have to say about you. Being a DJ has been fun, but rough, bro. Guns aren't allowed. This gun's allowed. The one I brought over here. Magnolia State said, Joshua Wright, people be thinking all kinds of erroneous stuff. I have to slap some sense in them. Stop watching TV. Absolutely. You'll be shocked. I used to work at Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation. If anybody don't know, they make cool cigarettes and all of that. But anyway, I was one of the younger people working there because they moved the factory to Macon, Georgia. And I was working with some older white people that had been there 38, 40 years who had the seniority enough to stay in Louisville. And that's what she told me. She said, Calvin, I'm not going to lie to you. I was told that black people had tails. And this was in the 80s, the late 80s, she told me this. Iskandari TV said he doesn't understand. Pipe lane, that's our weapon. Absolutely. TJ Johnson said I had to unload the gun. Turns out I'm not going to the range today.
Just looking at your last name.
looking for me. Booby missed me last night. Yeah, last night. Yeah, TJ, that's funny. But yeah, guys, I'm getting ready to get off here. I know Jude's tired, and
Hey, you can see the sun. You can see the sun coming up back.
I see it. I see it. But man, I really want to thank you for coming on here today, man, and sacrificing your sleep. So I'm gonna give you the last word, man. Tell us a little bit about your channel, what your next video is gonna be about, what you got going on over there.
I want to say I really appreciate you for having me on. Like I'm gonna do it all again. It was all this channel for a long time, just to, you know, I watch it religiously. Like I'm watching every single day. When you drop that vlog, I'm in here. So most definitely. But today or yesterday I dropped a video. I can't even remember, to be honest with you. I dropped a video showing what the club life was like, and today I'll be dropping a video just going around, you know, because like, you know, due to contrary belief, a lot of people think that Africa, there's, you know, wild animals walking in the streets, cold water, and huts. Like, man, I was upset. I'm not gonna lie, I was upset. I haven't seen any villages. I haven't seen, you know, no lions. You got to go to like parks and stuff for that stuff. But I mean, my channel is basically showing another side of Africa or Africa in general. I'm gonna do a full Africa tour before I come over there to the Philippines. So you know, I'm able to, but I'm just trying to show the side, you know, from my perspective.
Yeah, let's give him some support, guys, because I know a lot of y'all going to eventually end up over there. I'd like to see you do one where you just, you know, sometimes I like walk through by the market and just the normal people. Show us like a normal day-to-day. Can you do that? Would they allow you to do that?
Right. What do you, I mean, what exactly, like just.
Well, you know, like the normal South Africans, you know, not at these fancy places, like maybe walk downtown or where they do the shopping, just walk through and kind of show us the people. And
right, I'm gonna do it, but the thing is you can get your phone snatched over here, so it's you know
okay.
No, I'm gonna do it, but you know, I'm have to be. I might, some places I might not be able to record because they, you know, they will snatch your phone.
Get you a gimbal. Buy you a gimbal. That way you can carry it around and they can't snatch it off that. But man, see, this is the reason, guys, I like the Philippines. I don't have to deal with that stuff over there. It's nowhere even in my mind over here. See, y'all see me all the time walking through these places. They don't do that kind of stuff over here. Filipinos leave you alone, man. That's the #1 reason you should come over here. You're genuinely welcome here. It's not like, oh, well, you can come over here and then you know, proceed at your own risk. No, they really welcome you here. They're happy to see you because I'm going to do a video eventually. The Philippines is like living in a bubble, man. This is an isolated place. You can only get here by sea and by air. So a lot of times when they see a foreigner, it's like the first foreigner they've ever seen. They've never met a foreigner in real life before. This is like living in a bubble, man, and you'll be shocked. I went to get my bike fixed yesterday. I thought I had a flat tire, but I didn't. So I went on and changed the tire and the inner tube. And man, people came from all over, man, just to sit there and talk to me. I was shocked, but that's how it is over here. But they don't bother you, man. But thank you again, brother. I really appreciate you. Thank y'all for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support of my channel, man. We're approaching 34,000 subscribers, man. I couldn't do it without y'all. I say it all the time. It's true, man. I don't take this for granted. I do these videos as long as they're relevant, as long as they're helpful. I'm going to do them. And it's just, you know, the nitty gritty, man. You know, I'm going to give you the boots on the ground, my boots on the ground experience. Philippines is open. And if anything I ever said, you can say he's lying, then, hey, I'll put you on here with me. And I apologize, but man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the real another side of the Philippines that other guys aren't gonna give you. I don't have a drone and all that stuff, you know. But when you get over here, you're gonna see what you're gonna see, but you're not gonna be able to say, hey, this guy's pulling my leg, he's full of shit. You know, you're not gonna be able to say that, man. You know, because I want you to come over here and enjoy yourself, but by all means be safe. So take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, Jew.
I appreciate it.
Go and check your channel out, Jew Travels, guys.